Hello, everybody, and welcome to some NASCAR 21 Ignition gameplay on the channel. A huge shout out to Motorsport Games, who decided to give me early access to this game. Sent me a code a couple hours ago. I got this game at about 5:30 Eastern Time, and I decided to just jump in. Get some settings put in the game, made it as hard as I could for myself here with no assist and hardest AI possible. And we're going to jump in and show you guys some Talladega gameplay here. But before then, I'm going to show you every single paint scheme in the game. Every driver, pretty much, almost every driver has two paint schemes here now, as well as I didn't see any private lobbies in the game. You saw me go into the online section really quick, and I didn't see any there. It was just those two preset lobbies and stuff, which very excited to do some online videos and streams in the future, so stay tuned for that. But you can see Bill Elliott's car. Like I said, pretty much everybody has two paint schemes or so as we're going through. Ryan Blaney there, Chase Briscoe, James Davis in there for Rick Ware Racing. But like I said, we're going to be doing some Talladega gameplay here, and let me know in the comments which track you want to see, which car maybe you want to see as well here. Now, it's the only Cup Series in this game, as you guys know, but before we actually get to the gameplay, just really quick thoughts off of my play time so far. I've put about an hour into the game. So far, I've found that the physics are really good. I'm playing on a Thrustmaster TMX wheel, by the way. It's very easy to wreck the AI, which is really nice to see, but at the same time, it's just as easy to wreck yourself. And you'll see later in the gameplay here, when you spin out, you can easily blow a tire, and that is a really nice thing to see. The damage model looks really good as well. There you see towards the bottom of the grid here with the paint schemes. Now, I'm going to be running as Daniel Suarez, who is my favorite driver in the Cup Series. Now, he has the Camping World car. By the way, you saw Noah Gragson and Brendan Gaughan are in the game for the 62 car here as we go through Ty Dillon and then Daniel Suarez. And I'm going to be using his ComScope car. He has the ComScope and Camping Road as his two options here. Now, as you quickly see what the track kind of choosing looks like I said, if you want to see other tracks, let me know. I'll be uploading videos tomorrow, every day from here till release of the game. My career mode will be starting soon, but it won't be until after the NASCAR Heat 5 career mode is over in a few days' time. So stay tuned for that, because we have a huge first episode planned as a whole storyline is set up for that now. As you can see, the race stuff that you can do, you can change the temperatures and whatnot. I left it on dynamic. You can choose NASCAR rules on or off. I ended up doing a shorter race, so you're not going to see the NASCAR rules come into effect. Now, for each session in a race weekend, they actually have a cutscene set up for it. So let's jump right into the first practice cutscene.
Alex Hayden here, welcoming you to Talladega Superspeedway. This massive 2.66-mile high-banked oval was originally built in 1968 to produce the fastest racing in the world. By 1970, the cars were hitting 200 miles per hour. Today, the speeds remain, but the racing is much closer, with all 40 cars packed tightly together. While we won't likely see big pack racing until Sunday, drivers will look to perfect the handle of their cars with smaller packs during practice. The air here at Talladega creates a really turbulent space that causes the cars to move even with minimal input on the wheel. It puts all the drivers on edge while trying to make moves at 200 miles per hour. Looks like we're ready to get this practice underway.
There you saw the practice cutscene. Very, very cool with the commentary, just the visuals. Keep in mind, I actually forgot to turn my graphics settings up to ultra at the beginning of this episode. So you'll see towards the end, I actually go in and fix that, turn everything up to the maximum, and you'll see the true potential of NASCAR 21 Ignition. Very basic stuff here. You've seen these screens already in the Motorsport Games previews and stuff. So you can see the orders of the leaderboard. You can see lap data for each run that you've done in practice. And then the setup is just between tight and loose. There is no custom setups currently. And then, of course, you have your settings. So if you're on a wheel like me, you actually have to have your controller by you, because right now you can't use buttons on the wheel to change your view and look around. You can only just drive the car. So that's a little bit unfortunate here, but hopefully that gets patched in or something. Now, look how immersive this is when the team pushes you out. The guy comes over the radio, the crew chief, and talks to you real quick. And then we get just put into this little transition onto the track right here. So we were under control. Like I said, at this point, I didn't have the maximum settings on, and still the game really looks really good here. But I was pretty happy with how the car drove right away. But the first question was, do we have manual driving on the pit lane? I wanted to find that out. No, there is no manual driving on the pit lane. So let's head into the qualifying cutscene.
We're here at Talladega Superspeedway for single car qualifying. I'm Alex Hayden, and although we won't be seeing speeds of 200 miles per hour, it's a beautiful afternoon to see single-car runs hit 180 miles per hour and see who has the best aero and power balance. Today is all about confidence and precise movements in the race car. When we're talking hundredths of a second between cars, that shift of the wheel could result in a great lap or frustration. Putting yourself up front or on the pole tells a lot of guys that you've got a very quick car, so they'll be completely fine with you pushing them or leading them in any situation. I think we're about ready to get this first car on the track and get this session underway. Let's go trackside.
So I didn't actually qualify, so we're actually just going to jump straight into the race.
Welcome to Talladega Super Speedway. I'm Alex Hayden, and we're here today to enjoy 500 miles of high-intensity super speedway racing at one of the most unique tracks on the NASCAR schedule. This is a true wildcard race that anyone in the pack can win because of the risk of the big one is around every single corner. Pre-race ceremonies are done, and we're ready to head down to pit lane where the drivers are making their final preparations.
An absolutely beautiful pre-race sequence from Motorsport Games. Very happy with that there, as they have the American anthem as we would get underway here for our first ever laps in a race at Talladega Super Speedway. So you do not have control over your car until you cross the line. So that's a little bit unfortunate. Hopefully that could be something maybe change in the future. I would love to have control. Kind of like NASCAR Heat 5, kind of right around that restart zone area. But here's the different views of the game. Love the interior views in this game. So much better than Heat 5. You can see me looking around. I was having to use my controller to look around and whatnot. This is the view I primarily use from other NASCAR games and in the future of NASCAR 21. But I'm going to try and showcase the far chase view the most here, at least for a good section of this video here. Now, as you can see, look at this 4x4x4 at times, mainly just 3 wide. But there was a lot of 4 wide happening in front of us. But what I noticed is when they're in a big pack like this, anybody that's in front of this big 3x4 pack can just drive away. So single file is actually faster, and they literally just drive away from the pack. And this was me getting extremely annoyed with the spotter right off the bat and actually turned him off. So we got back going, and you can see myself here just using the inside line now. And I can tell you right now, bump drafting is a thing. It does work, and you're going to see me showcase that as well. And I'm also going to showcase the damage and the crashing in this video. You will see that. So I do apologize. I was driving a little bit recklessly, but it was on purpose because I'm trying to showcase the physics and the crashing and whatnot. So here I am right here on the inside of the 34 Michael McDowell, right to the back there of Joey Gase in that 53 car there. As you can really get into them, they don't crash, but they really slow down when they're in this big pack, and that's why the cars in front of the pack that are not side by side 3x4 wide, they're able to pull away so easily. So I'm not sure if that's going to be something they plan to update here before the release of the game or after the release, but something we'll definitely have to watch out for. As you see, my first crash here in NASCAR 21 Ignition there as I would go around. So very unfortunate right there, as we were dead. But there you see, you can bring up your pit options in the middle of a race, so you can choose what you want to do before you even get to the pit lane. Really nice touch right there. Makes things a lot more immersive and just convenient. So I would actually restart the race, as you can imagine, and jump into another attempt after I would actually turn up everything to ultra capabilities here with the graphics, and you're going to notice a difference right away here now as you would get back on track. And look at that, look at the reflections in the car, everything looks beautiful. Love the graphics here in NASCAR 21 Ignition now, and you can see the sky a little bit cloudy here. You can change, of course, if you want it overcast, if you want it clear, if you want some light clouds, heavy clouds, whatnot. So that's all really cool to see as well. And like I said, you can change the track temperature, which you saw there in the pre-menu stuff now. So very, very excited with what I'm seeing from NASCAR 21 Ignition so far. It took me a minute to get used to it on the wheel because I couldn't adjust my force feedback or anything in the game and whatnot, which was weird. I'm sure that's something that will, of course, be updated, but definitely you get used to it really quick, and then you get the hang of things, and it's actually really easy, like I said, to drive now. So but it's definitely a challenge. These cars are not going to be easy to drive. You can't just hit the throttle and go, that's for sure. Now you see me showcasing some bump drafting. I was pushing the 41 of Cold Custard. You notice no rear view mirror, unfortunately, no track map here, but you do have the leaderboard in the top left of your screen, showing a lot more drivers than previous NASCAR games on that leaderboard. Then you have the lap count on the top right, and in the bottom right, of course, you have the gauges. But look at that bump draft. It works. So I was now continuing to move my way throughout the field in just this 9-lap scrap in Talladega, but you can see how kind of spread out things can get, and that's just simply a product of the pack being 3 by 4 wide, as all the guys that weren't in that 3 and 4 wide were able to just stretch out a gap to the pack, and this pack, no matter what, is not going to be able to run them down, I don't think. But we were really quick here, as you can imagine now, as we were able to go from the back to, 8th place in just a handful of laps now to the back of Ryan Blaney. Here's where we're going to test out some more crash physics and whatnot, but as well, you can see myself and Blaney worked together, ran down Chase Elliott, drove right on past him. So bump drafting definitely is a thing. Now, will it affect in online as well as it does in single player? I don't know, but here's a showcase right here. I'm going to try and hook Ryan Blaney down the back straightaway. Just a simple little hit, and around he goes. So easy to turn them. And I actually crashed myself. That was not on purpose. That was me just struggling to keep control of the car, and you can just hear me getting so amped here now as everybody starts piling, and there was a big crash in the background as I am absolutely dead. Joey Logano comes piling in, shocker there, as he always hits me in NASCAR Heat 5, being a rival, but car was toast. And look, you can see the smoke pouring out of the front end of the car, and I actually couldn't get the car out of the grass. I think I blew a tire, and then Ryan Newman for some reason comes piling in, and then next thing you know, I think it was like Michael McDowell was on his roof out of nowhere. I don't know how that happened, but I went and started another race just to intentionally cause another accident, just to test it out. Look how easy it is to turn that 8 car. And when I'm spinning right here, I actually blew my right rear tire. So you can blow tires by spinning out in NASCAR 21 Ignition, which is another really nice thing to see. And then you're going to see, I didn't realize I blew the tire at first because I didn't think that would be in the game. And I'm all of a sudden struggling to keep control. I could see the camera was kind of tilted a little bit, so I thought something was up, and I could tell right there. The right rear is definitely down, and I actually spin out down the back straightaway, head on into the inside wall, and destroy the car. There's the hoods flapping all over the place, but impressed by the extreme upgrade in the visuals here of the damage and everything, of course, in this game in general compared to our past NASCAR Heat series. Now, if you want to see what a huge crash is about to sound like and look like, well, you're about to see it actually crashed again, and I'm going to go silent here and just listen to this crash. That was big. The engine was completely killed, couldn't start the car. Damage looks really good in my opinion. And here's a really quick look at the replay cameras. This is going to be heavily used in my NASCAR Heat, or not NASCAR Heat, I got to stop using that word now, NASCAR Ignition career mode. You're going to see this all the time in my career mode, and it looks a little bit rough currently in terms of the cars kind of get blurry when you're doing like flybys, but you can spectate any single car in the field, a bunch of different camera angles to go through, an absolutely huge step up in the replay mode category for this game, and honestly everything is an unbelievable step up. So that's all I have to show you guys for today here in this quick video. I will absolutely have a lot to show here coming up in the next day or so, so let me know in the comments anything that you would like to see, any track, and I will absolutely show it. I'll do a paint booth video as well, showcasing everything on there. So if you guys enjoyed, want to see more, you know what to do. Thank you all for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day, everybody.